What's cooking, good looking? My name's Marty. This is my second video. We're back at it again in the car, as usual. Today we're talking about another very cool album. This is Van Halen 1, the debut album for the legendary American band, Van Halen. So, this album is the ultimate man test. There's no album quite like this one. I gotta be honest. I think it's one of the most legendary debut albums of all time, if not the most legendary. There's plenty of great debut albums. Another one that comes to mind is actually from the same year, 1978. It's The Police. The Police's debut album. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because it's like a bunch of French, but that debut album is pretty spectacular. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about Van Halen. And, what an album. I can't speak. I can only speak so much because I wasn't around when it came out, but this album literally changed the game for hard rock and metal as a genre because of Eddie Van Halen. This guy just changed the way people looked at guitar playing. He didn't invent tapping, but he popularized it, and he used it in such a way that just had such a unique and awesome and metal sound. It's just like hell yeah, And this is one of my favorite Van Halen albums. Right now, it's in my top 3. It's probably my second favorite after 5150. If you're a Van Halen fan, you'll be familiar with that one. And I could probably talk about that one in another video, but this is probably my second favorite. It's their first ever. It's got David Lee Roth on vocals, Michael Anthony on bass and background vocals, and then Alex Van Halen on the drums, and then of course the legendary Eddie Van Halen on the guitar. And yeah, I'm just gonna talk about it. So we're just gonna talk about every song. There's 11. The album opens up with "Running with the Devil," and it's got this car horn in the beginning, and then a little bit on the piano, and then it just goes right into it. It's nice, and it's chugging along, and it's iconic. It's one of their hits, one of their first hits. "Running with the Devil." What else is there to say about it? Cool guitar solo. Every one of these songs has amazing guitar solo, but this, yeah. I don't know what else there is to say about "Running with the Devil." It's not my favorite, but it's a great track. And then right after that, you get into probably the most legendary guitar solo in the history of guitar solos. It's called "Eruption," and it's almost 2 minutes of just peak. Just 2 minutes of Eddie shredding and just doing his thing, going to town on the guitar. It's pretty awesome. And then "Eruption" leads into "You Really Got Me," which is a cover of a song by the Kinks. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't really like the original. Van Halen, they outdid themselves. They really just made You Really Got Me sound better, sound cooler. They just injected a bunch of energy into it. And honestly, I think it's one of those rare instances where the cover sounds better than the original. So yeah. And also the Kinks, I don't really care much for the Kinks, I'm not gonna lie. What do you want me to say? It's just the Kinks. I think I heard someone say they're a ripoff of the Beatles. So you can take with that what you will. But anyway. And then number 4, "Ain't Talking About Love." This song is everything great about early Van Halen to me. This is my favorite song on the whole album. Everything great about early Van Halen is just packaged up into a perfect little box with a nice bow on it in the song "Ain't Talking About Love." You've got the legendary guitar riff, the main, dun 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 dun, like that. And then the rest of the band joins in, And then you've got, it's fast, it's fun, amazing solo, by the way, amazing drumming, tight bass playing, and then amazing vocals. It's a great song. And it's my favorite on the album. Everybody's on fire. Everybody is playing to the best of their ability on this song. And I'm glad it's one of their hits. It's one of their most popular songs, the band as a whole. And it's a great song. And I don't know what else there is to say about it. And then the next song is I'm the One. So I'm the One is the first example of them playing like it's Alex. Alex is playing like a bass drum halftime shuffle. He's going, and that is a first of many songs. It feels like they do one of those like fast like double time. Sorry, I shouldn't have said halftime. Double time bass drum shuffles where they're going really fast and it's kind of swung. And I'm the One is the first of those songs. And it seems like they do one on every album. The most famous example would be Hot for Teacher, which is on 1984. And Hot for Teacher is like the most famous, but there's other ones. Get Up, that's on 5150, and then Source of Infection, which is on OU812. But I'm the One is the song that started it all. It started that template, and that's just classic Van Halen. They do one every album, and they kill it, and they killed it here. I mean, it's just another example of tight bass playing, really tight drumming by Alex. He's such an underrated drummer, by the way. He's definitely not my favorite, but he's just amazing. He's always in the pocket. He's got that swing, and he hits the drums hard, like he means it. I mean, what more could you ask for? So anyway, yeah, I'm the One, and then we've got Jamie's Crying. That's another it's just another classic Van Halen tune. I think it's about a prostitute, if I'm not mistaken. Again, classic Van Halen, writing about silly shenanigans like that. But it's a good song. And it's definitely not my favorite, but it gets the job done. And it's catchy. And then we've got Atomic Punk, which is a really cool song. I think it's about like I really couldn't tell you what exactly it's about, but I think it's just about a guy who's been affected by like nuclear warfare and just, like destruction all around him. There's one of the lines is, "I'm a victim of the science age," and it's kind of like dark but it's like cool. And it's punk. If you think about the music scene in the late 70s, punk was on the rise, punk new wave, but punk was getting really big, and so this is a punk song, hence the name Punk, Atomic Punk in the title. But yeah, it's got that punk vibe, like the fast like drumming, and yeah. Again, not my favorite on the album, but it's just great, and I want to say the whole album is peak. Every song, there's no misses. Like the whole album is just fantastic. And then we've got "Feel Your Love Tonight," which is it's just like another like sexual song, but the vocals in particular, specifically Michael Anthony, and Michael Anthony shines on this whole album as a background vocalist. He's got like this high pitch like scream that he's doing, and it's classic Michael Anthony. Van Halen fans know what I'm talking about, but he hits the high notes, and there's like a part at the end of "Feel Your Love Tonight" when it's just a cappella. There's no instruments, and they're all singing, and it's just Dave's obviously singing the lead part, and then Mike's harmonizing. It just sounds so great. I think Eddie sings too, but I think Eddie sings on a lot of the songs in general, but Michael Anthony and Dave are usually the ones carrying the vocals. But yeah, "Feel Your Love Tonight," classic. And then we've got "Little Dreamer," which is It's actually one of the more serious songs in this album. And it's cool to see David Lee Roth wrote all the lyrics, unless it was a cover. There's 2 covers on this album, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Little Dreamer, though, it's an original, and it's cool to see David Lee Roth, writing something a little more serious. And, I don't know. It's probably my least favorite song on the album, but it's a good song. I think I've said that about like every song on this album. It's probably my least favorite. It's not my favorite, but it's a good song. Because it truly is a great song, and it's just about someone who's a little dreamer, and people like like are always bashing them, but they're succeeding, and they're the little dreamer because they got those little dreams. And then we've got Ice Cream Man. This is another high point of the album. Ice Cream Man is a cover. I can't for the life of me remember who originally wrote it, but it's a blues song. It's got that classic blues feel, and it's just acoustic guitar in the beginning, and then hearing David Lee Roth sing about like ice cream and just driving his ice cream truck around, it's just funny, but it's awesome. But anyway, yeah, it's acoustic in the beginning, and then right before the rest of the band comes in and it gets all hard rocky, David Lee Roth is like, "All right, boys," he says something like that, and it's like, and then just the energy is just pumped into the song, and it's just amazing. It's truly the greatest, one of the greatest I've ever heard, one of the greatest songs ever. Accidentally bumped the thing. I have the CD in there, but then we've got the last song, On Fire. On Fire, I don't know, there's really not much to say about it. It's just them saying, "I'm on fire." It's definitely one of the songs ever written. Out of all the songs I've heard, this is definitely one of them. But yeah, On Fire, there's not much to say. Just a great tune, and it closes out the album pretty well. So yeah. Oh, one more thing I want to say about Ice Cream Man. It is one of Eddie's coolest and fastest guitar solos like ever. It's just classic Eddie, and you should go listen to it. Actually, I'm going to say this. You should listen to this whole album. If you haven't listened to this album yet, what's wrong with you? Can you even consider yourself a man if you haven't listened to this album? I don't know. This album is a man test. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. One more thing I want to say about this album. The way they produced it, I think it's Ted Templeman. Ted Templeman was the producer, and Don Landy was the engineer. But the way they produced it is just perfect. I think it's just sonic perfection in terms of hard rock and metal. Like, in terms of that sound, it's just perfect. Like, the way, like, everything sounds great. Like, first of all, the vocals sound perfect. The bass is, like, really, it's just, like, really powerful, and it's, like, punchy. And the drums, like, cut through the mix like a knife. Like Alex's drums sound so clear and perfect and powerful, but specifically his snare drum. And Van Halen, like, if you're a true Van Halen, like, you're a diehard Van Halen fan, you know, like, Alex Van Halen's snare drum has, like, this really iconic sound. It always cuts through every song. It cuts through, and it's like this perfect, like, crisp, like, fast, like, tight sound. And it's like, it's not like, I don't know, it just doesn't sound like crap. It sounds like a really, really nice snare drum. And every time, like on every song, without fail, like, you can just hear it, and it just sounds so perfect. And I think on this album particularly, like, it sounds the best, probably on this album. Like, I love the way it sounds. And there's, like, a certain way you can achieve that noise, but yeah. And then, of course, we can't forget Eddie's guitar. Eddie's guitar has, like, this certain aura. Like, it sounds funny. It has like a certain sound to it, and I hear people throw around the term brown noise. I don't know if that's true or if that's like necessarily what it would be called, but the way he he modified his guitars, the way he like modded them and like the amps he was using. I'm not a guitar guy, so I don't know like much about it, but like just the way he went about it gives him his classic Eddie Van Halen tone. Like, you hear him, like, that's Eddie, like, and that's awesome. But yeah, so this is just an iconic album because of all those great production techniques, and like even the way like the songs sound, like you can hear like on the left channel, I'm gonna say Ain't Talking About Love because that's like my favorite example, but Ain't Talking About Love just starts with Eddie playing his riff, and it's in the left channel, and it's just him playing, and then the rest of the band joins in the middle, like on the right channel, and like the bass and the drums, and it just creates like a really full sound. And then there's sometimes like on some songs you'll hear Eddie's rhythm guitar will be in one channel, and then the bass will be in that channel too. And then the other channel, there will be the lead guitar, like doing a solo, or just playing the lead part, and then the rhythm's just there for backup. I think the song Jamie's Crying is a pretty good example of that. But yeah, the song sounds great on really good pair of headphones, and of course on a good stereo. I listen to it on a CD and on streaming. Maybe one day I'll get it on vinyl. I'm not really a big vinyl guy though, so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it short. This is just one of my favorite albums of all time. One of my favorite Van Halen albums. This is one of the greatest albums of all time. One of the greatest debut albums. And it's just an American awesome album. And I don't think there's anything more to say other than go listen to this album. Peace out.